What you talking about? I knew he was gonna be here.
And you knew I was gonna pull up.
That's why I came.
Did you know I was gonna pull up?
Oh God, I knew he was gonna be here.
Did you know I was gonna pull up?
AC, where you at?
Did you know I
got a
was
text
gonna pull up?
message, nigga, from 3 o'clock.
And you got a, and you got a FaceTime for me and you didn't answer.
I don't know your number. What you talking about? You got my number.
But now you know. Save it.
What's going on, you guys? So, it's been pretty quiet as far as fights. You know, we got a little bit of fights coming up, later this month. But as of late, there's been too much going on. But I've just been thinking. It seems to me like, at this point, you would think that Errol Spence would address a lot of the things that's been going around that's been said about him. Now, Errol Spence, once upon a time, had a reputation of being one of the more feared guys in the sport of boxing. You know, once he came on the rise, once he broke through his prospect stage, guys was ducking left and right. Fast forward a couple of years, in comes Terence Crawford. Now things are looking totally different. Now things looking totally different. At once upon a time, though, everybody liked the Bud, everybody liked the Spence. When Bud was in his own lane, and Errol Spence was on his own lane, everybody liked the both fighters. Now there's a big rift between the boxing fans. Everybody's fighting on this Crawford-Spence thing. Fast forward to today, it's looking like Errol Spence Jr. really just don't want the fight with Terence Crawford. A lot of the bigger boxing channels ain't gonna say it like that. For whatever reason, they're not gonna keep it 100. They'll get at Canelo, they'll get at Golovkin, they'll get at AJ, they'll get at whoever else. But certain fighters, these guys ain't gonna get at him. It's not fair play for everybody. Errol Spence Jr. is essentially doing the same thing Anthony Joshua was doing to Deontay Wilder. Same exact thing. The same thing. It's the same thing. So you can't be one of these guys that's bash AJ for moving how he's moving, and then you give Errol Spence Jr. a pass. You can't do that. Errol Spence Jr. hasn't really came out and said anything. He'll retweet or repost something somebody else said. One of his fans or supporters said, but he won't come out and address anything himself. Now, he came out and said no tune-ups. I'm the king, etc., etc. Danny Garcia, Manny Pacquiao, blah, blah, blah. We don't want to see those fights, bro. We want to see Terence Crawford. This fight is really cooking. Terence Crawford been turning up the heat. And, I think it's time. I think he's smoking you out. I think it's time for you to get on about the house, bro. Come meet him in the middle of the street. It's about that time. I think Errol Spence Jr.'s most hardcore fans had to look up and look at themselves in the mirror and be like, hey, you know what? Errol, you got to take this fight, bro. Because it's getting harder and harder and harder and harder to keep defending you. It's getting harder and harder and harder to keep putting up these barriers. My arms is getting tired. Our arms is getting tired over here putting up these barriers to protect you, bro. You got to come out and fight this guy. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. A lot of guys is up in arms about the recent video Terence Crawford had on his live. I think it was his homeboy. He just went on a rant. It was all facts. So really, there's nothing nobody could really dispute because it was all facts. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of bigger channels, a lot of other guys was just looking for looking for anything. Crawford's why he didn't say it himself, and it's just a lot of crazy shit from a lot of these guys. They know the deal, but they see Errol Spence Jr., what he done a good job at is amassing apologist cult-like following. So these guys cling to these guys who spitting out the propaganda, and they feeding to it. Terence Crawford don't necessarily have that cult-like following like Errol Spence does. Golovkin had one, AJ had one, Canelo has one, Pacquiao has one, now Errol Spence has one. So the other YouTube channels that, they got their cult following now. You know what I'm saying? So you got to find certain channels like guys like me who will keep it 100 at all times, or you got to find some other smaller channels, or maybe a guy like Goodfellas Sports TV who always keeps it 100. A few channels here and there, but for the most part, these dudes is never going to come out and say what's really happening right before their very eyes. And it's the fact that Errol Spence is ducking Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford is doing everything he's supposed to do at this point. He's smoking them out. He's talking his trash. He's just really poking at the bear. But he ain't trying to come out the cave. You know what I'm saying? Errol Spence ain't trying to come out of his cave. Say something. At this point, you just got to say something. You know what I'm saying? Say something. Because now you're looking like a duck. Now you're really looking like a cow. Because Crawford is out here, still out here standing in the middle of the street with the WBO belt in his hand, talking about what's up. And you still ain't come out the house. You know what I'm saying? You still ain't come out the house. But tell me what you guys think, man. Is Errol Spence Jr. scared of Terence Crawford? Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.